Good morning and welcome to Treetops Raceway Park, home of the crossover. Treetops Raceway Park, along with our partners Bay City Diecast Racing, Tiny Track Cars, and Funkhouser Diecast Racing League, are proud to present the National Super Truck Series. This series will travel over those 4 tracks with the top 4 points getters racing for the championship. And today, let's head to the track. We're now at Treetops Raceway Park. There's been some new upgrades with the fence. Hang on a second. What's going on? Security, let's find Cousin Ricky. Sorry for that interruption. Here are the trucks that will be competing today. That's the first group lined up on the track. You can see the new retaining wall with catch fence to protect the spectators. You see the remainder of the trucks in the infield staging area. Goodyear's on hand, mounting new tires, getting everybody ready for the racing. And you see Founders is here again. Here are the track records currently. We'll see if anybody can beat that in these trucks. And now let's introduce Heat 1. Your fast qualifier and truck number 81 is Flip from Flip's Racing. He's driving a Hot Wheels Draftinator at 59.1 grams. Number 66, Outlaw from American Outlaw Diecast in a Hot Wheels 63 Studebaker at 58.6 grams. Truck number 13 is Mr. Dart from Dubious Diecast in a Hot Wheels 63 Studebaker at 54.4 grams. And then we have truck number 83, Rosemarie from the DeVosi Family Racing in a Hot Wheels Draftinator at 54.6 grams. I was able to catch up with Flip and ask him a few questions. Flip, how does it feel to win the Fast Qualifier Award?
Man, it feels really good to go out here and set fast time with so much good competition. I can't thank my team enough for bringing a fast number 81 Draftinator to the track.
So how do you think this series will go with less than a second separating the entire field?
Man, I'm expecting a really fun and competitive series. The competition is so close.
Do you have any rivalries that might carry over from other tracks or races?
Yeah, I have 15 of them right now, and they're all behind me. Hopefully we can keep them back there.
There you have it, folks. Now let's get down to some racing. Here we go. Heat 1, lap 1. We have Flip and Outlaw in the front row, Mr. Dark and Rosemarie in the back row. And they're off. Looks like Flip's going to grab the whole shot here, and he does. It looks like Outlaw gets by Mr. Dark, tucks in behind Flip, and it's like he will continue to follow Flip and be Flip leading them into the final turn. Looks like Outlaw gets up on 2 wheels a little bit there, but Flip takes the win, followed by Outlaw, then Mr. Dark, and then here comes Rosemarie bringing up the rear. Right here you see Outlaw gets by Mr. Dart and then tucks right in. Flip gets a little push from Outlaw there, but turns a 9.228, which will get him onto the track record board in 5th place. And now you see that Flip leads with 5, followed by Outlaw with 3, and then Mr. Dark with 2, and Rosemarie with 1. Let's move into Heat 1, Lap 2. We have Flip and Mr. Dark on the front row, Outlaw and Rosemarie on the back row. And they're off. Flip once again looks like he's going to pull the whole shot as he gets a heavy run on the outside, gets by Mr. Dark. Mr. Dark's got second, followed by Outlaw, then Rosemarie. Oh, out. Mr. Dark got up on the wall there and got knocked down by the Outlaw. Looks like Flip's going to lead them into the last turn. He will, followed by Mr. Dark, Outlaw, and then here comes Rosemary bringing up the rear again. Right here you see Flip gets by Mr. Dark. Outlaw hits the backside. But right here you see Mr. Dark's up on the rail and he gets knocked down by Outlaw. 9.528 for Flip. So Flip takes the first two races. He's at 10. Outlaw's at 5. Mr. Dark's at 5. And then Rosemary's at 2. So here we go with heat 1, lap 3. Now we have Mr. Dark and Rosemary in the front row, Flip and Outlaw in the back row. And they're off. Rosemary's got a nice run and will take the whole shot, followed by, oh, Outlaw gets up on his side. He gets pushed over, and it looks like Rosemary just spun and is going to take the rest of the race in reverse, followed by Mr. Dark and Flip. Ooh, you see some major air coming out of there from both Rosemary and Mr. Dark. Rosemary will take the win, followed by Mr. Dark, and then Flip coming on heavy. A DNF for Outlaw. Right there you see Outlaw is way in the air. He hit something in the track. He tries to cut down on Mr. Dark, but Mr. Dark has nothing to do with it. Then he hits the outside wall and gets up on two wheels, and Flip just pushes him out of his way. Right there you saw Mr. Dark almost stalled in that turn, and Flip gave him a boost to get him going again. We got a 10.179 for Rosemary. We'll see if Larry and his towing crew can't get Outlaw back to the pit area to get him ready for race 3, or lap 3. So we have Flip with 12, Mr. Dark with 8, Rosemary with 7, and Outlaw with 6. So we have heat 1, lap 4. We have Rosemary and Outlaw in the front row, Mr. Dark and Flip in the back row. They're off. Looks like Outlaw and Flip are going to take the whole shot. Outlaw is just kind of taking off. Oh, there goes Flip by on the inside. So Flip will take them down into the last turn, followed by Outlaw. And then here comes Rosemary and Mr. Dark. Flip will take the win, followed by Outlaw. And then here comes Rosemary and Mr. Dark. Look at this pass on the inside. His Outlaw got a little squirrely going down that straightaway. A 9.249. Another time to get on the board. So now Flip takes over the 7th position on the all-time top 10 track records. So Flip, with that last win, gets 17. Mr. Dark and Rosemary are tied at 9, and Outlaw has 8. Hey, there's Ricky. Hey, what's going on, Ricky? Why'd you cover up all the treetop signs?
Oh, that? It's called prime real estate advertising. Us as the founders think they're selling some good stuff. It's time for Cousin Ricky to come in, make a hostile takeover, and sell some quality merchandise.
But we aren't licensed to sell moonshine in the state of Michigan, Ricky.
License? You don't need no license to sell Cousin Ricky's quality brew. You just don't get caught. Heck, how do you think I get away with it down in North Kakalaki?
Hey, didn't you announce at Old Yakin Valley Speedway last year?
As much as Funk doesn't like to admit it, he knows I'm the most colorful commentator in our booth.
Well, I have to drive in Heat Race 3. Would you be willing to announce if I look the other way for your moonshine sales?
Where do I sign up? You got yourself a deal.
Well, here we go. Heat Race 2. As you can see, the drivers from Heat Race 1 are discussing all that happened during those 4 heats, or 4 laps. And here you have Heat 2 introductions. Starting off with the number 88 truck, it'll be Dusty Miles from Milestone Racing in a Hot Wheels Draftinator. at 60.0 grams. Next will be number 43, Farrell Patrick from Farrell Mods in a Hot Wheels Draftinator at 57.7 grams. Number 69, Arlo from Arlo Racing in his Hot Wheels Draftinator at 59.6 grams. And finally, we have truck number 39, Deacon from Rabid Badger Racing in a Hot Wheels 63 Studebaker at 59.0 grams. And now, Heat 2, Lap 1. We have Dusty Miles and Farrell Patrick in the front row, Arlo and Deacon in the back row, and they're off. It looks like Dusty Miles will get the whole shot, followed by Farrell Patrick. Farrell gets a hit on Miles. Arlo gets by Farrell Patrick. Dusty Miles will take them into the last turn. Here comes Arlo and Farrell Patrick, followed by Deacon. Dusty Miles will take the win. Here comes Arlo with... Oh, Arlo tries to squawk Farrell Patrick and causes both of them to come to a stop. And we have a triple DNF. Arlo, Farrell Patrick, and Deacon all with DNFs. Let's see this on the replay. Right here you see Arlo get sideways. Deacon's up on the wall and comes off of the track. Arlo tries to squawk Farrell Patrick and brings both of them to a complete stop. A 9.120 for Dusty Miles. That will get him on the leaderboard. Larry's crew will try to get all three trucks back in the pit area to get them ready for the next lap. But you'll see that Dusty Miles takes over third place, actually tied for second on the leaderboard for all-time top 10 track times. So Dusty will lead them with 5, and Farrell Patrick, Arlo, and Deacon are at 0. So now we'll start with Heat 2, Lap 2. We have Dusty Miles and Arlo in the front row, Farrell Patrick and Deacon in the back row, and they're off. Arlo has the whole shot. Looks like he does. He cuts down in front of Dusty Miles, gets spun. Dusty Miles and Farrell Patrick are going at it, but Dusty Miles seems to have that in hand. He does. He pulls out a little bit, followed by Farrell Patrick and then Deacon. But Arlo will lead them into the final turn in reverse. And it looks like Arlo will take the win, followed by, here comes Dusty Miles, then Farrell Patrick, and then Deacon. Right there you see Dusty Miles was trying to get by Arlo, but Farrell Patrick got by Deacon. A 9.936 for Arlo, and that will not be good enough to get on the board. So Dusty Miles has 8, Arlo with 5, Farrell Patrick with 2, and Deacon with 1. Now Heat 2, Lap 3. We have Arlo and Deacon on the front row, Dusty Miles and Farrell Patrick in the back row. And they're off. Looks like Deacon might have, he does, he has a whole shot. Farrell Patrick cuts off Arlo. Arlo tries to get on the inside, but can't. Dusty Miles is in fourth. We have Deacon leading them into the final turn, followed by Farrell Patrick, then Dusty Miles, then Arlo, then Dusty Miles. And it looks like Deacon cuts off Farrell Patrick right there at the end to get the win, followed by Arlo. Right there you see Arlo's trying to get by Farrell Patrick, but Farrell Patrick cuts him off. But right here, again, you see Arlo try to get on the inside and cannot. We got a 10.314 for Deacon. And you'll see Deacon with the win has 6 points, but Dusty Miles still maintains the lead with 9. Arlo with 7, and Farrell Patrick has 5. Now, Heat 2, Lap 4. Here you have Deacon and Farrell Patrick on the front row, Arlo and Dusty Miles in the back row. And it looks like Farrell Patrick will get the whole shot, followed by Dusty Miles, then Deacon, then Arlo. And then, oh! Dusty Miles gets by Farrell Patrick on the outside. Dusty Miles will take them into the final turn, followed by Farrell Patrick. Oh! Farrell Patrick got up on 2 wheels. Dusty Miles will take the win. Farrell Patrick will stay in second. Deacon for third. And Arlo for fourth. Right here you see, for no apparent reason, Farrell Patrick gets up on the front wheels. Dusty Miles goes by on the outside in a 9.529. So Dusty Miles with that second win has 14. Farrell Patrick and Arlo and Deacon all have 8. Here are the points, the way they stack up right now. Flip and Dusty Miles are in first and second, followed by Mr. Dark. Please like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.